Got it.
All right, so I just hit record. Happy Monday, everyone. This is a replacement for our regular team call because we are so excited that we got to have Joel and possibly Jericho on tonight, and this was their only day that they were available, so I'm very appreciative of it. Just a little heads up, Jericho is scheduled to be on the call, but she was experiencing a power outage, so she is doing her best. She was sitting in the car, so she may or may not jump on. But I'm excited to have my buddy Joel on. Big congratulations to him and his new marriage. I'm so excited to see you in a couple days. He is here to answer any questions that you might have about core de force, but I wanted to get a little background because I know some of you may not be aware of who he is. We've had a long relationship, Beachbody-wise, with him and Jericho, and they too have had a 10-year plus relationship working together. So it's super exciting to see them come together and bring a new program to us. So could you give us maybe a short little background on the program?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and first of all, Mindy, love you. You know I do. And great to see you. And then also, in terms of you guys being on, because I know it's late a couple places you are. So thank you so much for being on. So in terms of the so the background for the program, what was this all about? Jericho and I have been working together we've known each other for over a decade. We've been working together for almost as long. And, we came from the predominant world teaching group exercise classes and for Les Mills. And so, for the veteran coaches on the call, you guys know Les Mills because you probably saw Les Mills Pump and Les Mills Combat. And that was, our first introduction to the Beachbody world, Jericho's and mine, with Les Mills Pump. And then in terms of representing the Les Mills Combat program, we also did that. And that's when I first met Mindy at an event in San Antonio. Is that what it was? Yeah. Look at that. Not a bad memory. And your shirt actually stuck out because I got that picture. It popped up on my timeline just a couple of weeks ago. I was like, great picture. We'll have to share that. But anyway, and we all know the history, and most of us know the history between Les Mills and Beachbody. So the programs went away in terms of the home workouts, but they were based on the gym workouts, body pump and body combat. So with that, Jericho was still working for Les Mills. I was working for Gold's Gym, LA franchise at the time. And, just conversations were always happening, though. We built a great relationship with everybody at Beachbody, including Carl and everybody at the top. And, it always had little sidebar conversations. Be like, hey, what do we think about this? What do we think about that? And, as you guys know, it's all timing. You never know when the right time for something is. And it just happened to be the right time. The stars aligned and we had a meeting with Carl. Actually called first, and I'd just taken on the marketing director role for Gold's Gym LA franchise. So I was happy. I had a great job and was very excited about what I was doing there. And Jericho was pregnant, so she was happy. We had a lot of things going on, and again, came down timing. We had the conversation, and look, long story short, that was over 18 months ago, and here you go. In 2 weeks, core de force comes out. I can't believe it's almost here. That is crazy to think about that. So
I have a question. I've been getting this a lot from everybody. I understand that, you used to be with Les Mills, and this is kind of, we're talking about kickboxing, MMA style. People are wondering, what is the difference between core de force and combat? Are people that used to love combat, are they going to love core de force?
So that's the biggest question that's out there right now, is about what makes core de force unique, and what's the deal? So a couple points to that. Core de force, Jericho and I designed core de force based on what we love to do, and that's the authentic mixed martial art world. We wanted to make something to where we brought in what we love to do and what we have seen amazing results doing, which is mixed martial art training from a fitness perspective. And I don't mean the group exercise fitness perspective. I mean the actual fitness perspective, what it does to your body. So when we designed core de force, we wanted to be as authentic as possible. And that really comes down to
coming up right there, Rashad. 3 barrel.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was trying to figure out what he was saying. That was interesting. So So the biggest thing about the Quarter Force program is its authenticity of mixed martial arts. And one of the biggest things that we did to make this work was the fact that we took it off the beat. It is not to the beat. It is not, you are not doing any moves to the rhythm, to the 8 count of music. The minute you start to throw that in, the musical element into the movement, that brings it more onto the group exercise, fitnessy, for lack of a better way of saying it, dance side, right? So, and it also makes it really challenging for people who have never done mixed martial arts before or stood in a fight stance and punched and kicked to keep up, right? Because everybody has to stay on the same pace at this point. So that actually makes it very challenging. And that really can turn a lot of people off from this, where they're like, well, I can't keep up because I've never done mixed martial arts before. The great thing about being off the beat is, again, authentic style combinations. We have people in a fight stance. If you guys did the sneak peek on the 3rd, you saw that we did the learn it and work it, and we actually teach you what a dominant fight stance is, and that is what you're doing. You're throwing your combinations from. So we go through that. We go through what a jab is, a cross is, how do you rotate your body effectively and correctly, and then you go into the combination. So when you do all these things, that in itself allows for maximum results, but because it's not on the beat, every single person gets to work at their own pace and whatever level they need to start at, which is huge. They don't have to keep the only competition, as I say on this one, the only competition is yourself in this program. You are not having a competition with anybody else except for yourself. That's what it comes down to. So that's great, because now it doesn't have to be people who have had mixed martial art experience before or anything like that. So that's great. And you can really wipe the slate clean when you're doing this program, because we go from an authentic standpoint. We don't go from a standpoint of something you may have already done. So that's what, I ask a lot of people to do, is like, when you're going to do this program, just wipe the slate, forget everything you think you already know about mixed martial art, fitness, group exercise class. Just do this. Promise you, you're going to get a lot out of it. And, the worst thing you have to lose is inches, if you're interested. In terms of other things, it's great. We have the modification. We have a modifier for every movement when necessary. Doesn't necessarily mean it's easier. It just means we make sure that anybody who has maybe physical issues can still do this workout. But it's also some of the moves of the breakdowns, right? So like if you guys did the sneak peek, you saw the switch knee, for instance. The modification is just the slower breakdown of the move. So if you're having trouble getting the switch knee, you could do that move. You're good, because then it teaches you how to actually rotate and move your body and move your hips the right way. So it's a dual purpose for the modification. We went into the round structure, the 3-minute round structure. It's very unique to Quarter Force. The 3 minutes we took from the boxing world, 12 rounds of 3 is typically what they do. But then we put the science into it, the fitness science, and that's where you do the 60 seconds of the skill, the 30-second spike, 60-second skill again, 30-second spike. That's interval training at its basic core concept. So we take you through all the different fat burning levels that your body needs to burn the fat that you want to burn. So that's great. And that's very, very unique to Quarter Force. We designed that specifically for it. Let me think. Mindy, those are the main talking points in terms of differences. And look, we know it's human nature for people to compare the unknown to the known. Everybody wants to know what is it like? And look, a jab is a jab, a cross is a cross is a cross, a squat is a squat. But that's it, and so you can't look at a sizzle and be like, oh, it's like this other program. One, that's not really true, and it's not fair to say that. So what we say is like, look, just give it a shot. Just wipe everything away you think try this, and the worst thing you have to lose is some inches off your waist.
I think people love to have certainty, and they want to know and be prepared. But I think with all of our programs, there's this amount of uncertainty, and really it all comes down to, no matter what program it is, there's not one that's superior to the other. It's finding one that you love and finding, trusting the process. And so
Yes.
With that, I want to ask you about the nutrition plan. I know that the container system is included, but I hear this all the time, that people don't want to follow the nutrition plan. And I know what I feel about nutrition, but I always love to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. So what are your tips about the nutrition plan and how important it is to get results?
Gotcha. So a couple things to that. One, and Mindy, you know me very well, and you know we've been friends for a while, and you know I'm the first guy that will work out with you, and then I'll drive you to the bar and we'll have a beer and a cheeseburger. Like I'm that guy. Like I am the first one. I'll drive when it comes to that. So you know, and when it comes to this stuff, we didn't want to do. Look, we design Core de Force not for coaches. We design Core de Force for people that are not moving, they're not exercising, that don't know how to work out, how to eat in a healthier way. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't want anybody to take that the wrong way, but we didn't design it for you. We designed it for the people who need help and who need simplicity and really, guidance, but you got to keep it easy. You got to keep it real. And really, as I say, I call it KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Not calling anybody stupid, saying keep the process simple, stupid. That's all you got to do. So the eating plan, and we call it an eating plan, because it's an eating plan. You eat food in this program. It's a higher intensity program, so you gotta fuel your body, which means, hallelujah, food, carbs. Yay, there's carbs in this plan. You actually get to eat carbs. That's amazing, right? And it's real food. It's not just a bunch of kale. It's like food that you would eat on a daily basis. Barbecue chicken pizza's in there. That was mine. You're welcome. And a bunch of other awesome recipes. You know, these are the recipes that if you're a mom and you have kids and they're like, I don't want to eat that. Like, who's not going to eat barbecue chicken pizza, right? Like, come on, seriously. And there's a bunch of other stuff in there. And, you know, we've seen the test for the girls and some of the test groups, the mom's test group, coach test group. The moms are like, they did Taco Tuesday, but they were able to figure out the way to do it, right? So it's just changing things around and showing people in the eating plan, because you're going to eat food, what healthy real calories do. And that's really what it comes down to, is clean calories versus empty calories. 2,000, if you guys have been doing this for a while, you should know 2,000 clean calories is a bunch of food. That's a ridiculous amount of food. 2,000 empty calories, that's like a burger and fry, or it's my burger and fries. Double with bacon, all that good stuff. But 2,000 clean calories is a lot of food, and that's RDA. That's recommended daily allowance. That's the basis. But we made the eating plan very, very simple, and it's on page 1 when you get the eating plan. You go, it's plan A, B, C, or D. It's a formula. You put in your weight, you put in what you want to do, and the formula walks you through. You can do the math, and then it puts you into one of those plans. You choose based on what your goals are. You choose what calories you want, what your caloric intake you're going to be on. It's a sliding scale. It's about 200 calories in each plan. So then you don't have to count calories to the letter. That sucks, to the number. It's 200 calories on a sliding scale. That means you can throw your Shakeology into it without being like, oh, I'm over calories today. It's just super, super simple. Yes, it follows the portion fix system in terms of colors, so yellow are carbs. That's the only one I can remember. That's the only one I care about. And then but it does not actually, the base kit does not come with the containers. So no equipment, no containers in the Core de Force base kit. Remember, keep it simple. When you give somebody that has not been exercising a brand new workout program and a bunch of containers and a bunch of things they have to do, that's too much. Like, let's keep it simple, get them going. So that's why we didn't do this, right? We're just saying, just push play, just start moving. You get to work at your own pace. You're going to learn. You're going to get more as you go. And then in terms of nutrition, yes, we know this is massively important, but you start to make subtle changes, right? So we're not going to say, you stop eating everything you've been eating. No, you have to change a few little subtle things. And that's what the eating plan will teach people how to do. Because hopefully at the end of 30 days, they don't just go back to what they were doing. This is supposed to be sustainable, right? So it's not a diet plan. This is an eating plan. This is something that you can do. This is based on what I eat every single day. Not every single day, because I don't eat cheeseburgers every day, but when I'm eating good, when I'm eating well and healthy, my clean calories, this is what it can be. It can be healthy. It can be good. It can be tasty. And kale can just stay in the ground. I don't like it.
So one last question about the nutrition. I am like you. When you say you can eat 2,000 calories, I'm like, hallelujah, because the 1,200 to 1,400 just does not work with this girl. But right. I'm finding more and more people are even saying, because they damage their metabolism, they're skipping meals, that even the lowest plan of 12 to 1,400 calories with the 21-day fixed meal plan is too much. And I know myself from doing P90X that food is fuel, that you're not going to get through the workout. So what do you suggest for people that are just getting started and they're having problems with forcing themselves to eat?
Well, yeah. Oh, wait. Jericho just texted. She said she's on the call.
Okay.
Where is she? I don't see you. Where is she?
What number is she calling from?
I would assume it's a video.
Is she on? I think she might be calling in because I don't think she can get Wi-Fi. There's a 317 number or an 805. Is that one?
Hold on a second. I'll tell you right now. Hang on. She's texting me right now, too. Stand by, everybody. Okay, she can hear. Jericho can hear us. Hold on a second. I'm going to tell you right now.
I can unmute her because everybody, I think, is muted. I just
Well, in the way of cell phones, nobody remembers phone numbers anymore, so I have to look up actual phone number. I think it's the 805 number.
Okay, let me see.
I don't want to say it out loud because everybody's going to write it down and start calling Jericho.
Hello, I can totally hear all of you guys.
All right,
Awesome.
I unmuted you. Awesome.
It's been really funny listening to all this, and I'm texting Joel. I'm on the call, not video. 805. I can hear everything. LOL.
I didn't want to say your number out loud because then you're going to get phone calls.
Okay, so Joel, do you want to finish answering that question about what people what people can do to start building up, and then we'll move to Jericho since.
Yeah, absolutely. So, look, we saw this a lot actually, or have been seeing this a lot at the very beginning of the coach test groups, where a couple of people went through the exact same thing, where they were like, "Oh my God, I can't eat all this food," and look, that's why. A lot of people tend to try to force it into 3 meals a day, or if they've already been doing, as you said, the unhealthy eating habits, they're skipping breakfast and they're only having 2 meals a day. But that's exactly why you can spread this out, and you're supposed to be doing between 4 to 6 meals a day anyway. So the first step is, I would say, spread it out and throughout your day, and put it in smaller portions so you're not trying to shove it all in at lunch and dinner. So that's a great stepping stone.
Okay. Food is important. So, okay, Jericho, now that you're on, I really wanted to ask you, I know that you and Joel were approached before you actually had Bex, and if I remember correctly, he was like 4 months old last October whenever we were together at Leadership. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what tips do you have for new moms going in? Because this program does look intense. We know we have the modified version, but I want to hear from a new mom's perspective of, how you were able to get going, especially since you were teaching like all of us at Leadership last October. And I remember the baby was very little.
Yeah, he actually wasn't even 4 months old when we did Leadership last year. My advice, I had to obviously jump right into, I hit the ground running right after I had him because I knew we had to make this program. And actually, before I started working on Core to Force, the first thing I jumped into was creating the BOD workouts, half and half and half and half harder. So that was literally like right after I just, I jumped right back into, as soon as my doctor cleared me, getting my fitness back. And it was really challenging because I cannot remember being that deconditioned. I mean, obviously it was my first baby. So, and being an athlete and being fit and working in fitness for so many years, I just never let myself get deconditioned. And thankfully, knock on wood, I haven't dealt with any serious injuries that have taken me out. So that was a big challenge for me. And, I think I was in a really special and unique circumstance. And absolutely 100% my advice to new moms is to be patient with their body. I mean, there's no reason why you should throw yourself into something and really try to, hit a certain, goal by a certain date. As if, I'm not sure if you're a mom, but obviously the moms on the call and the moms out there know that you're dealing with a completely different reality, sleepless nights, and just, your priorities are different. So yeah, I would say absolutely they can do Core to Force, take the modifications, but listen to your body and remember your priorities. And that's what I think is the most important thing.
I think that's the most impressive thing is that, so many people that are just getting started, like Joel said, this program was, made for not coaches, but for people who just need to get their bodies moving, that they easily can look at people that are in the cast, the cast members or the trainers and say, oh, well, that's easy for them because, this or that, this, and the stories that people tell themselves. But I love that you were literally, very, very close to, being released whenever you started doing this. And so it shows that you can start at any point. As far as workouts, I hadn't noticed. I know that there's based on 12 rounds. Are the workouts right at 30 minutes, or are there ones that are longer?
There are ones that are longer. So the one that you guys did, if you did the sneak peek, and we're going to be doing another one on October 24th, that was MMA Speed. So that's just 6 rounds, and we work from 6 rounds all the way up to 12 rounds in our in the MMA workout structure. And actually, all of our workouts are based on a round structure. So, of course, the six 3-minute rounds, you can do the math on that. So, of course, we range from anywhere around 25, 27 minutes up to around 45, 47 minutes for those workouts, with a quick little warm up and cool down there around 2 to 3 minutes each.
Speaking of the sneak peek that we had at the beginning of the month and the sneak peek that's coming out on Monday, the 24th, is it going to be the same workout, or is it going to be different? Do we know?
Joel, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm 99% sure it's MMA Speed again.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be the same workouts. Yeah. And but this time, obviously, and if you guys saw the post today from Carl and us, we're going with the Big Brother, Big Sister organization, and teamed up with them. And over the weekend, Jericho and I, on Saturday, we had a bunch of bigs and littles come into the office, and we taught them a quarter force workout, and it was hilarious, and they had a great time. And so for every stream on Monday the 24th, for every stream, there's going to be $10 donated to the Big Brothers Big Sisters of America organization, all the way up to $250,000. So super excited about that. So get everybody involved. Yes. And the good news is, based on our numbers from the first sneak peek, we shouldn't have any problem hitting that. So we just hope everyone gets in there and gets it one more shot.
I'm super excited. If you guys are following Joel, he is a big brother, and I've loved following his little journey. So this is cool that we're able to incorporate that with his life. 2 more questions. When we did the sneak peek, there's the breakdown. I know for myself, when I started my journey with P90X, I popped that first disc in. I didn't even worry about doing I don't remember what the disc's name was because I never did it. But I know with Country Heat, I actually did the breakdowns because it was a little more choreographed, and I know that this has different moves. How important do you feel it is for people to take the time to go through the breakdown moves before they actually jump right into the program?
For this particular workout, MMA Speed, it is, I would say, the most it's the most basic out of all the MMA workouts. But because our language is a little more authentic, we're wanting people to understand the why behind why we put the workout together the way that we did. We have to teach the dominant and southpaw, or your dominant stance, which is either traditional or southpaw, meaning are you right-handed, are you left-handed? So the whole breakdown of especially that workout, I find, is extremely important for people that have never really kicked or punched before. Or if they have, I still think it's really beneficial because we're coming from a different kind of background, when we put this workout together. So I would say it's, absolutely do the learn it and work it section to get the most out of the workout. And we actually, we do a learn it and work it section for all of the MMA workouts in quarter force.
What else was I going to say? I was going to ask something else. As far as the Beachbody performance, I was in the test group when it came out a year ago, and I've used it throughout every new program. And I'll tell you, from the first 2 or 3 years of being a coach and all the programs I started, I couldn't move the first, day 2 to day 10, but I've been using the Beachbody performance supplements, and I will say my pain level in the first week of a program had went from like a 9 to like a 2. So do you feel that this is something that it would be beneficial? Because I know, like with Country Heat, not comparing it, but I didn't need to take that because it wasn't so intense. But with this, you recommend people adding that to the first couple weeks to get them through the soreness?
Joel, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, absolutely. Look, this is definitely a higher intensity program. So your body is going to be, you're going to feel the fact that it's a higher intensity program. In terms of the Beachbody performance products, it's absolutely, they work completely hand in hand with this program. The three that the majority of the coaching test groups and other test groups that we've done with this has been the energize, recover, and recharge. Those are the three main ones that usually work best for this. Hydrate, because hydrate's designed for a little longer duration workouts, typically over 45 minutes. There's only a few workouts in quarter four, so you would need it. Water suffices for the rest of the workouts. But those three, hydrate, recover, and energize, recover, and recharge, absolutely. And I know I was taking and recover. Well, look, I'm team orange on recover. I'll take it any chance I get. I absolutely love it. And then the recharge. We were at the height of our test groups, and Jericho and I, we were teaching 2 test groups a day and then doing prod dev all day long. I know that the recharge, I did it every single night, and yeah, it kept me moving for sure. So it is phenomenal stuff. So if I ever think I'm going to be sore the next day, that is great to have on hand. I believe they're also, Mindy, you probably saw this in the back office. You can choose the challenge pack with the performance challenge pack or a Shakeology challenge pack. So that's pretty cool.
And just an FYI for coaches, if you want any of the launch details, it's the frequent asked questions 5215. So make sure that, I've been through this company for almost 5 years, and I have seen products and programs rolled out, and there are so many coaches that literally start to promote it the day that it goes, and they're the ones wondering why they have hardly anybody lined up when there's other coaches who've been preparing for this. So you're kind of a little bit behind the 8 ball if you get started today, but get started now instead of waiting till we launch. The challenge packs go on the 31st. So that gives you a chance to hit Success Club in October. And also it will be at a promo price of $140 in November. The last thing that I had was, it's a 30-day program. So what do you suggest? Because I know that any program I've started, it takes about 3 weeks to really get in the groove, to get familiar. Do you suggest multiple rounds?
You know what, to be honest, Joel and I talked a lot about this, when we were creating the program. Absolutely, you're going to see the best results and feel the most successful if you go longer in the program, because, these are not your everyday moves, squats, lunges, jumping jacks. It's a pretty technical program. We break things down, but, you get to experience the moves over and over again. But we also, every time you do a new MMA workout, you kind of graduate to the 9-round or the 12-round version. We do introduce new moves. So for sure, doing it longer than 30 days is going to give you, much better results and better muscle memory. So I would definitely recommend it. And I think I could also see this workout being a 60-day program. But, we worked it into a 30-day program, but I absolutely think it could be great as to do 2 to 3 rounds. And that's where, and Joel, I'm sure you can chime in too, if you guys have seen any of the before and afters and the test groups that we had back in, the beginning of the year. There's a guy named Glenn. I think he lost between 60 and 70 pounds. We've seen some really amazing results from people doing this program multiple rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, the great thing about the way that we design the workouts is, yes, you progress in your round structure. So you go from 6, 9, and 12, and then that's not talking about all the other workouts in the program. But you can always, even the workout count of the first 30 days, you start with the first 6-round workout, but then towards the end of the 30-day workout calendar, you go back and you do that workout again, and you are going to be surprised by how much more you get out of it. There's really no such thing as graduating from the program, because you're always going to get something out of it. And that's, Jericho and I, we have to do these workouts, obviously, and we love these workouts when we teach them. I'm drenched, man. It's always, you're going to get something, because the more, as Jericho says, muscle memory, and, your neurons are firing, your body's just going to be loving it, and you're going to get the rotation. It's just going to get better and better. So it only will improve, and then you're going to be getting fitter on top of all of that. So
it actually, it gets more challenging the fitter you get, because, and full body rotation is something that we work through with all of the combinations throughout the MMA workouts, especially. So once you really get better body awareness and coordination, which is what happens in these workouts, you really learn how to maximize and work at, a higher intensity level with everything that you do. So, that in itself, but also, and I'm not sure if Joel mentioned this before I jumped on the call, but we just finished wrapping, like a month ago, we filmed 2 more MMA workouts that are going to be released on BOD. And it's a 6-round and a 9-round. We call them 2.0 workouts. So it's Speed 2.0 and Shred 2.0. So what you guys experienced on the sneak peek was MMA Speed. So we created another 6-round workout that's similar to Speed in that it's very boxing inspired, not a ton of kicks or anything like that, but we kind of up the ante and it's more challenging. So what we want to see people do is after they've done 30 days in the program, if they are doing these workouts on Beachbody On Demand, they can unlock those 2. They'll have access to those 2 workouts. And then they can start interchanging those with the first 2 of the MMA series within the base kit. And then also in the deluxe, we have some really incredible agility ladder workouts. There's 2 of those. And then 1 more MMA workout that's really focused on your legs and butt and tons of kicks and lower body focused. So, there's just so much variety to fit into 30 days that I absolutely would, in a heartbeat, tell someone they should do this longer than 30 days.
So it's definitely one of those that it doesn't get easier, you just get better deals.
Absolutely.
I was thinking while you were talking, I know that when Hammer and Chisel came out, there was a lot of people who were so disappointed that they didn't lose a lot of weight. And I describe that as it's more of a fat loss than a weight loss. What do you feel about this? Because I know there's so many people who won't take pictures, won't take measurements. They are so tied to the scale and the scale only. And I've seen all of the before and afters from the first test groups, the coach test groups. We have Nina from our team is one of the test group participants. I've seen people of all shapes and sizes, but what advice do you have for people who are just hell-bent on the scale only?
Yeah, Mindy, I'm glad you're bringing that up, and I know Joel will back me up on this. And maybe this is something that you should start kind of messaging now, because we do have some really killer resistance workouts in this program, and it is a shredding program, but you definitely cannot just go by the scale.
Yeah, you gotta like burn it, throw it away, man.
Yeah.
Like what in our coaching test group, Jared, I think it's a coaching test group. One of the girls in the first 30 days, she lost like less than 5 pounds, but she went from like a size 10 to a size 4. Wow. Like you're telling me that you care what the scale says? Like, come on. So, it's about how your clothes look it's like how your clothes, what it looks like when you take them off, right? Come on, right? It's all about
there were people losing insane inches. Some people were seeing amazing shifts on the scale as well, but, especially women, I mean, like there's so much water weight fluctuation and depending on where we are in the month and all that, like, hopefully people will start to move away from just being focused on the number they see on the scale.
All right. Well, that's good to know. So obviously, because there's so much core movement, if anybody follows my friend Danielle Natoni, she got a call out from Joel because she was using the old Turbo Jam weighted gloves. And he's like, no, sister, that is not what we're doing. So she sent out a public service announcement. So this all kind of goes with what we said in the very beginning. Trust the process. Trust the program. Don't add anything extra in. Really focus on your core, and that's what he was saying is they don't want people focusing on their hand movements but their core. So this is really I think not try to keep up with Joel and Jericho, because if you could, you probably wouldn't need this program, but focus on form.
Hey, how do you think we got that fast? How do you think we've gotten the fitness level that we're at when we filmed it? It's from the program. Right. So it works.
That was so funny when that happened. We were on a photo shoot and Joel and I were both sitting in the hair and makeup chairs, and he looked over and he's like, oh no. I'm like, what? And he's like, look at this video.
So, yeah,
And we're like, okay, what should we do? And so it's like, we're like, let's call her and just chat with her. And she handled it so well. She was awesome. So yeah, I mean, we designed a program that you don't need any equipment at all, and you get great results. And actually you will maximize your results with no equipment at all. So yeah, that was really, I look back and laugh because I thought it was really cute what she posted afterwards.
Yeah, to know Danielle, your post, it was hilarious. So we've taken up a lot of your time, but is there anything that you think kind of like one of those things about like don't wear weighted gloves, or any last tips you have? And is there any questions anybody else has after they get wrapped up?
Jerry, you got anything?
I mean, no, I don't think so. Just, yeah, the importance of course, the learn and work it. Hopefully people will jump in and do that before they do the sneak peek, but just have fun. And it's only going to get easier. And yeah, they're really great workouts.
Yeah. And Mindy, I think you said, and like you're saying, the best is trust the process on this. And, and just, it's going to help if you as a coach trust the process and do this and take it from the mindset of somebody who is going to be starting out from level 0. And you go through that same process, then that's going to make you so much, you're going to be able to relate to people so much easier when you start talking to them about this program, as opposed to just talking at them. You're really going to be talking to them. So, yeah, you said the best.
I think Autumn said it best whenever she spoke on the team call about Country Heat, that, if you're doing the workouts, that's fine. But if you're not following the calendar, if you're adding more stuff to it, if you're changing the meal plan around, then you're really not following the program and you're really not giving it a chance. And what Joel said is right, that if you want to lead people, then we need to do this right. I see coaches all the time that, we know our bodies. I know that. But this program, we don't know this program yet. So give it a fair shot of 30 days of following it to a T before you go changing anything around or convincing yourself that your body's different. Okay, so we have one question. Kylie said, I have a question. I'm scheduled for foot surgery in early November. Can I still do the program? I'm sure hoping so. I was able to do a sneak peek with some modification. And then Haley has one question.
Well, I'll just go ahead and jump in, and I'm not sure what kind of foot surgery. So absolutely she would need clearance from her doctor first. I think that just makes me nervous in general hearing foot surgery. It's definitely not like Country Heat. This is a pretty intense program if you are, ready for that, but you can also experience it from a very modified standpoint as well. So if you've got clearance to do lower impact and take modifications, then absolutely jump into it. And if not, then just hold out until you're ready, because you don't want to make it worse.
Haley, you're unmuted. What question do you have?
My best friend can't have gluten and dairy. Is the meal plan okay for her? Can she adjust it to where she doesn't have to worry about that, or what? I don't know. 2,000 calories seems like a lot for not having gluten.
Joel, do you want to hit that, or do you want me to get it?
Yeah, look, the great thing, it's a simplistic food eating plan. So if there's any gluten or dairy allergies, or we've had questions about vegan and any of those types of modifications, it's very, very simple. And at that point, I'm sure they probably know what their substitutions are. But it's very, very simple to put all that stuff in there. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And just really quickly, I think you guys already know our eating plan is nothing extremely different from some of the other programs. There's not a ton of dairy and gluten in a lot of the other nutrition plans in general. So like Joel said, absolutely, you can, if you have those intolerances, you kind of already know what your go-to substitutions are. And there's just so much variety and so many great things to choose from. So I think that they'd definitely be happy with the meal plan, and they're color coded. So even though you don't get the containers in the base kit, they still have the colors there if you do have the containers and you want to use those.
One last question is, Robin has a customer who has a long-term shoulder injury. She's been able to do 21-day fix, but do you think this could be something that could be modified? Again, this is one of those things you all obviously have to ask your doctor.
I don't. I mean, look, it always comes down. I mean, because look. There's questions about hips and knees and shoulders and joints and everything. And look, number one, you ask your doctor in terms of clearance, and then it's going to come down to your body, and they'll know what they can and can't do, and that's why we have modifications in there. So yeah, there are movements in terms of there's some types of push-ups and things in there that might be a little bit challenging. So that's going to be really up to them to see what they are physically able and unable to do without making anything worse. But great thing is stand up, punching, they should be able to do some sort of modification of that if necessary.
Well, and the great thing too, Robin, and just for anybody out there who has any customers now or in the future with any program, is that I always tell people, try it out. Even if you don't have any injuries or anything going on, sometimes you just find a program that just isn't your jam. And so the great thing is we have the 30-day money back guarantee, and we have a program out there that it will fit them at some point. So I think that's all the questions we have. I know Joel's starving, and I'm sure that Jericho wants to get back to food. So thanks, guys.
I did see, Mindy, someone ask about footwear.
Yeah, footwear.
People asking about that. Jared, you want to take footwear?
Look, everyone's foot is different. I'll say that. Obviously, I would recommend something that's a lightweight, supportive, comfortable shoe. That's my preference, is going with something that's great for lateral motion. So just know that, yeah, you're going to be kind of moving in all planes of motion. And you don't want to wear anything with too thick or clunky of a sole. Like, I guess an example with that, I'm thinking of, I don't know how down you guys are with shoe styles, but like the Nike Air Maxes that have the bubble at the bottom of air. Those would be really thick and kind of, in my opinion, clunky for this program. So something lightweight, flexible, supportive, but everyone has different feet and different needs. So, yeah, I would say more of a cross training shoe.
Yeah. And a couple of people have asked about barefoot, being barefoot on it, doing this program. Look, everyone you're working out at home, so you have different surfaces that you're working out on. And, in terms of rotational movements, things like that, as long as you're feeling stable and supportive. But I would not suggest doing the program in socks. You might regret that.
Yeah, and just one more quick note on that, Joel, if I could jump in really quick. Some of you guys work out on carpet, some of you don't. So when it comes to the actual sole of your shoe, there's so much rotation and pivoting going on in this program on the ball of your foot, where you need to keep your heels light so that you can twist on the ball of your foot almost as if you're squishing a bug under your foot. If you guys can sort of imagine that. If you have a shoe that has a lot of grip on the bottom, like it's not necessarily flat, but has a lot of grip, like trail running shoes, it's going to actually, it could hurt your knees, and it could do a little more damage. So if you have a shoe that has a little more of a smooth surface on the bottom, I would recommend using that. And at any point, maybe you have to try a couple pairs of shoes out. I'm sure you guys own more than one pair of workout shoes for the most part. So yeah, try some different ones out, but something that's a little smoother on the bottom would be great, especially if you're on carpet.
The one thing that I learned early on in my journey is, like, before I worked out, shoes were just a fashion accessory. So I wore the Nike, what are those called?
Shocks?
Yeah, shocks. Those are the things. And those killed my feet. And so the lighter the shoe, and I take them, and I think it's the Nike Free 5.0s. They are
Nike Free. A Nike Free would be great for this program, or like a Reebok Z-Quick, or Z-Print, Reebok Z-Print, or Nike Free.
Running shoes are made to support forward motions, and the training shoes are back and forth. And I know just from the sneak peek, you're doing that pivoting like Jericho was saying, and you're moving from side to side. Running shoes do not work for those type of workouts. So if you have any people that are just starting out, because I know when I started my journey, I didn't own any workout clothes. I only owned one pair of shocks, and I quickly learned what to do. So you want to, if you've been in this business for a while, or if you've been on your journey for a while, just remember what it was like to start, and help set people up for success, because they're just going to be like, oh my God, my knees hurt, I'm done. And so we don't want that, because we want, Joel and Jericho to have tons of before and afters rolling out, in the next 45 days. So anyways, that's my piece. So I guess if we're all done, we'll let you guys get back to your evening, and I will see you guys in Coronado Bay in a couple days.
Awesome. Hey, thanks so much, Mindy. And thank you, everybody. And I think I heard Bex.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, he's reaching for his mama. It's almost bedtime. So.
Nice. So yeah, October. So next Monday.
Hey, buddy.
Make sure you guys jump on that and tell everybody you know about that, so we can do get all the views for Big Brothers Big Sisters, and then we'll be at Leadership, and then Jericho and I are hitting the road. 8 cities in 3 days coming up at the end of the month. So we're everywhere. We're here for you guys.
Well, thank you. I can't wait to see you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.